Intro. Oliver Cromwell remains one of the most controversial figures in British and Irish history. To some, he was a revolutionary who challenged monarchy and defended Parliament. To others, particularly in Ireland, his name is associated with massacre, land seizure, and long-lasting trauma. This video examines what Cromwell actually did in Ireland, why he did it, and how those actions shaped Irish history for centuries. Intro. Oliver Cromwell remains one of the most controversial figures in British and Irish history. To some, he was a revolutionary who challenged monarchy and defended Parliament. To others, particularly in Ireland, his name is associated with massacre, land seizure, and long-lasting trauma. This video examines what Cromwell actually did in Ireland, why he did it, and how those actions shaped Irish history for centuries. Context. Why Cromwell came to Ireland. In 1649, England had just experienced civil war and the execution of King Charles I. Ireland, meanwhile, was in turmoil. A complex alliance of Irish Catholics, Royalists, and Confederates controlled much of the country and posed a serious threat to the new English Commonwealth. Parliament feared Ireland could be used as a base for foreign Catholic powers, particularly Spain or France, to invade England. Cromwell was sent to Ireland as Lord Lieutenant, with a clear objective: crush resistance and secure English control. Drogheda Cromwell landed in Ireland in August 1649. 1 month later, he reached the fortified town of Drogheda. After breaching the town's walls, Cromwell ordered no quarter be given to the defenders. Around 2,500 soldiers were killed, many after resistance had collapsed. Catholic clergy were also executed. Cromwell later justified the killings as divine punishment, writing that it would tend to prevent the effusion of blood for the future. To his supporters, this was harsh but lawful warfare by 17th century standards. To critics, it was a massacre. Wexford. 1 month later, Cromwell attacked Wexford. Negotiations were ongoing when English troops unexpectedly broke into the town. The result was chaotic violence. Soldiers were killed, civilians were slaughtered, much of the town was burned. Even some parliamentarian officers were disturbed by the scale of destruction. Unlike Drogheda, Wexford brought little military advantage, making the brutality harder to justify. Wider campaign in Scorched-earth, 530 to 710. After Drogheda and Wexford, many Irish towns surrendered without resistance, terrified by Cromwell's reputation. Yet the war dragged on for years. Cromwell's forces used scorched-earth tactics. Crops destroyed, livestock seized, civilian populations displaced. Combined with famine and plague, these policies led to mass civilian deaths across Ireland, land confiscation and ethnic cleansing. Perhaps the most lasting impact of Cromwell's campaign was not military, but social. Under the Act for the Settlement of Ireland, 1652, Catholic landowners were stripped of their land. Millions of acres were seized. Catholic elites were forced west of the River Shannon. The phrase "to hell or to Connaught" became synonymous with this policy. Land was redistributed to English soldiers, investors, and Protestant settlers, fundamentally altering Irish society. Death toll and historical debate. Estimates suggest 15 to 30% of Ireland's population died or was displaced during the Cromwellian period. Historians still debate how much violence Cromwell personally ordered, how typical his actions were for 17th century warfare, whether his religious zeal intensified the brutality. What is not debated is the lasting damage done to Ireland's population, land ownership, and political future. Legacy in Ireland. In England, Cromwell is often remembered as a complex revolutionary figure. In Ireland, his legacy is far more singular. His name became shorthand for sectarian violence, colonial domination, cultural erasure. Even today, Cromwell remains one of the most hated figures in Irish historical memory.